What is up? We are here with our first second round game. First with the upset master Micro VR, aka Fireboo, versus Resoud, not Resound. And we're just getting started here in 30 seconds. So I will just cut this and I'll see you in 30 seconds when it starts. Alright, I think we're back now. Ready to go. Everyone is here, locked and loaded. Yeah, I don't like to live stream. As you can see, I'm not in my home base, so the internet isn't ideal here. And yeah, I don't know how smooth it would be. Alright, we're jumping into it. The best of 5. We're beginning the second round with the upset Kangbu. And let's see how she goes. Best of 5, already a little bit of lag. I'm going to put the D&D on, and now we are at it. So we got Resoud as the Protoss in the bottom left, and Micro VR as the Zerg in the top left. Let me just confirm that everything is recording here. Good, good, good. Streamlabs F up on that one of those last streams by yeah, framing out on me. Looks like we're going to be having a mid build here by Mr. Resoud. I'm going to go for the hella aggro play here. Let's luckily for Micro, he is in the corner though, so he's not only going to potentially be delayed scouted, but he is only going to need 1 or 2 Sunkens to hold this with a couple of Zerglings, maybe 3 or 4, depending on how aggro this is going to be. But he has avoided that first scout. The hatchery, though, is up. Just slightly after these gateways are going to go down. 2 gateways are about to be thrown down here. He is halting that probe production, so he can get that 2 gateways at the same time. Going to continue that probe production now. And we are commencing. This Overlord is going to come out, and this is one of those risky things with an Overlord. You're going to scout it, but if you don't react instantly on time, he is going to know where you are. The Resoud, though, smartly is just scouting the corners, or the chokes now, saving himself some time, and seeing if he is against off a Zerg. It's not the biggest deal if you pressure right away against a Terran, but the Overlord isn't going to see, and he is going to see. So very nicely done here. He does react perfectly, but now it doesn't matter. The probe is going to come in here, and Overlord stealthness isn't going to happen. And these zealots are going to be producing before the hatchery is even completed, bringing down 2 probes here. Luckily for him, he's only going to be up against 1 probe. Sometimes the Protoss like to bring out a couple of probes here. And a gas throwing down right away as well, and a simulator right away. So he is already transitioning a little bit, maybe not going to go super all-in with this, harassing with his 1 probe back at home. Just a nice little thing, as Zerg doesn't have many probes to this early in the game. Doesn't have as many drones. 2 Sunkens going down now, but these 2 Zealots are in the base already. Zerglings are produced. He did pool up some larvae. It's going to have 6 to 8 Zerglings. He needs them down here ASAP. The Zealots deciding to run by, though. Don't know how much I like that. I would rather them attack these Sunkens, but he is going to go for that run by and distract. I guess that's why he's transitioning, though. Does just want to buy himself some time. Going to make the Zerg possibly overreact. Gets a single drone there as well. Very nicely done here. Resoud keeping all of his units alive. Bringing in 3 more Zealots here. Going to decide not to try to run them away though, as there is enough Zerglings out here that should deny any further damage. And then now we are going to see the transition here. We do see that very quick cybernetics core, so I imagine we're going to see a robotics facility just with this very forward pylon. I imagine that's what it's going to be. Going to get a cannon or 2 up there, and then, yeah, get that robo up. Keeping these zealots alive, which is just very nicely done. His 300 APM Resoud is being a boss right now. A couple of AFK drones here, as he is microing these Zerglings. There we go. We do see that robotics facility thrown down right away. Very quick robotics in the second assimilator. Also, the Nexus, I don't know if I mentioned that already, but he is transitioning. He did not commit very much to this, not overcommitting to that mid build, which is a very nice move here, because Zerg has to react. Zerg never really knows exactly what you're doing. He has an eye on these gateways, and maybe he has taken note that there is no more Zealot production here. These Zerglings are going to run out. Gonna lose a couple Zerglings there. But I think he did probably see that. I don't know if he saw that or not. I'm not sure if he saw that robo. He may see it. Okay, he does see the robo with his overlord. Okay, so he is going to know what's going on. He does see what's going on. The double robo up here at the front. And it's going to be some very quick Reavers with Zealots right now. It looks to be the plan. Extractor going down for Mr. Micro VR. Gonna want to get some Hydralisks out. That is the best way to deal with this, but yeah, this is a super quick robotics facility from Resoud. Very nicely done by him. Gonna get cannon up as well, just in case some kind of crazy Zergling run by does happen. Looks like he's going to go for that Citadel of Doom to get those Zealot legs as well, so he is going to try to do a nice little Zealot leg Reaver push, which can be very powerful. Second Extractor going down, two Creep Crawlers and the Hydro Stand going down at home, knowing that this 4 Zealot drop is most likely incoming. These Sunkers may not be in time, and this Robo is super quick. Zergling's coming back here to try to help, as these Zealots are going to be dropping right on top of these drones. They're going to be trying to get as many drones as they possibly can here. Going to fight the Zerglings while getting 2 drones, 3 drones, 4 drones. Okay, now he's not going to focus anymore, though. 4 drones, leaving the count down to 12, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, so we got 12 drones there. And he kept... Did he keep the dropship alive? Where did the drop... Yeah, did keep the dropship alive as well. Dropship's over here. And now he's going to be able to potentially load in these Reavers. That layer going down right away does want to eventually perhaps get some Guardians. Reaver's going to start hacking away at this front here. So Resoud doing a lot of very excellent damage here at the very beginning of the game, keeping the Zerg on his toes. No Temper of Archive, so it looks like he is just going to go for that Zealot speed, adding on a couple more gateways to accompany these Reavers. One Mental Slug, though, getting in the way here. Doesn't want to keep that alive. Only 4 sunken behind, and then now Hydras being produced from Micro VR, sending down a couple more drones to rebuild this. And these Zealots are coming in here now with 4 Reavers total here. Resoud putting on the pressure. His Protoss versus Zerg is no joke right now. A couple of those Zealots being a little overzealous and running by. Now targeting these Sunkens here, as these Dragoons or these Reavers are just pummeling away at these Sunkens, and the choke is officially broken. Zealots are inside the base. He does have a chance, though. If these are all Hydralisks, there could be an opportunity for him to counter, throwing down some more Sunkens back at home. He's going to have to deal with these Reavers, though. 4 Reavers, 2 more Reavers on the way. Zealots being non-stop produced and rallied here. So Micro in a bit of a pickle right now. Hydras would be a very good counter. Getting the Dragoon speed, though, as a Dragoon with range and Reavers are OP at this point. Only going to be only going to really be countered by Guardians at that point, or just a huge ton of Hydralisks that just are basically impossible to get at this point. Micro VR managing to stay alive, but yeah, 6 Hydras versus 4 Reavers and a million Zealots aren't going to be what you need. Resoud just carefully, slowly, methodically moving forward, knowing that he is in an absolutely great position right now to take this game. Just needs to not blunder, like getting a supply stuck right now, massing up pylons at home. Don't think it's going to matter, though, too much, even though every second does help. Possibly Muta's coming out now, and if he does get Muta's out in order to kill off of these Reavers, maybe Resoud being a little too slow here. I think he's going to be okay, though. A lot of gateways back at home, macroing back at home like a monster man here. Queen's Nest going down, so he's going to try to get some Guardians. These Mutas are out before any Dragoons. So there is an opportunity maybe here to hold on to the Zealots. Aren't the best versus Sunkens and Hydras. And yeah, he actually is going to hold on here. So very nicely done by Micro, getting those mutas out just in the nick of time. Pushing this back here and holding on, really only losing a hatchery. Yeah, I guess he's down 2 hatcheries now, but after that attack, I thought he was absolutely going to be dead. Now he does hold on once again. And you can never underestimate a Zerg army here. Is getting that hive out. It is going to look to get into those Guardians back at home. He does have the High Templar, adding a couple more assimilators here as well. Some cannons back around his base, so his the mutas can't counterattack, which would also be a very nice move here. Dragoons, though, are out now, and he does need to keep these Mutalisks alive. He cannot be losing them. But picking off a Reaver and a Cannon, not the worst for the price of a Muta's life here. Gonna start adding some Sunkens and slowly try to reestablish his choke here. Gonna push that creep out as far as he can to get that choke back into him. If he can get that choke back into it, then it's a whole new ballgame for Micro VR. That's how quick these tides can turn in these high-level matchups here. Micro VR has been playing out of his mind. He is the upset king of Scan, and now if he beats Scan, he can beat anybody. And that is a factoid. Resoud, though, is going to try to mass out of this. He has not really lost any of his production or anything. Just a couple of Reavers. I'm going to come in here once again with some Dragoons. Only 2 Reavers, though, this time. I guess 3 Reavers. One slowly pushing back here. Just getting himself outside that choke. Has a nice bank here. Does just want to mass up. Does not want to lose another army without having to kill him. Hatcheries and Sunkens slowly moving forward. He's got a nice little line of Sunkens trying to get what choke he can from his no choke right now. The Greater Spire is nearly done, and he is piling a lot of gas. So he is going to be able to get 24 Guardians out. And if 24 Guardians do come out, until Storm comes out, he may be able to hold again. 2 High Templars out there once again. Remaking a lot of Sunkens inside of his base, and he is making this work, getting his 2 Evo Chambers down as well, going to start upgrading, and Sunkens are pretty good here. Resoud kind of taking his foot off the pedal. He is maxed out, so he has to go in now. Going to go for a Storm drop here as well, which can absolutely devastate Micro VR if he's not paying attention, and here comes that Protoss army now, going to run in here, dropping those Reavers forward. It's going to have 2 Reavers with all of this. No Guardians quite yet. So this is coming at a very good timing. But there is some lurkers here, and I don't think that there is an observer. This dropship, one of these dropships do have High Templars in it. Lurkers are going to burrow, and that is going to buy them some time until these Guardians are spawning. The Guardians are spawning now. These High Templars are going to try to get on here. Oh, it's getting so close, but it does kind of spaz out there. He was almost prepared to dodge that, and once they got a very nice hole here, we do see the Storm drop now, but it is going to drop. That is going to get a lot of kills. I wasn't able to click on it. He did pick it up before I could see the total kill count, and I wasn't looking at the supply, unfortunately. The Storm is going to drop. I only got 1 that first time, but I got a lot more that time, but he was able to keep a lot of them alive, and these Guardians are now spawned here. Lurker Guardian is going to hold this back once more. Another Storm is going to go right on top of these Guardians. No, it's not. It's going to run to its death. Well, we've seen that way too often with these High Templars. They're almost more mental than the Reavers sometimes, just running into their death. Dragoon's going to be pretty good versus these low number of Guardians that aren't quite covered by the Sunkens. We do have an Observer up here as well, so a very nice response here. Micro having to rebuild some of those drones that he did lose instead of those Hydralisks that he does want right now. But he is holding on right now, and now he is repositioning up here. Another drop going to come in here. A Reaver is going to land right on top of those drones. Going to get another shot off on there, and it's going to get some kills there. But Micro still alive, rebuilding a lot of drones right now. And still alive. Has not lost much other than Sunken now. We still have a pretty good hatchery count. Everything looking pretty good for Micro VR, turning this game into something very nice that I did not think was going to happen right away, but he has a lot of gateways here, and he is just remassing up. He's remaxed again, setting up these High Templars up here. And he is just one storm drop away from pretty much GGing Micro. Micro holding on for dear life, but I just don't know if it will be enough right now. Those drops did devastate his production. He had to make the last like 20 rounds of larva. It would have to be drones, and it looks like this is going to be a GG here. Doesn't look like these Guardians are going to be enough. Only 3 Guardians spawning, 5 total. Don't think that's going to be enough here, and Micro is going to fall in this game 1, but putting on a very good show here. And yeah, that was very tight. He was just a couple of dodges away from holding that. Despite the rough start to that game. And yeah, I think it's just going to be a matter of GG. Of course, it is a tournament, so he isn't going to give up. Anything is possible, but I don't think this one's going to quite possible. Resoud staying max and just continue to push forward. Another drop going to come in here. Going to kill more drones, and at this point, you cannot afford to lose any drones. Down to 12 or so drones. No hatcheries are going to survive. Reinforcements are going to continue to funnel in, and Resoud is going to take this game 1 for sure. No doubt in my mind. With all these high tempo are just waiting to storm. But yeah, reinforcements just pummeling in, and GG is going to be called 1-0 for Resoud. Jumping into game number 2, where these two titans are going to fight for that advancement to the 3rd round. And I like that Resoud. I like that Resoud. Our views on the 2. Alright, we're jumping into this game number 2 here. Jumping into it now, game number 2. Let's see what these races are. We got that Micro VR going to be Terran versus Zerg. Okay, so he's going to have an opportunity to even this up here. It is a middle Terran versus a middle Zerg here. So absolutely a winnable game here for Micro VR, and absolutely not an easy game for Resoud. He is going to get abused from these top positions. Going to be hard to defend against these vessels. He can put a tank up here, which will leave only a single line to build spores, and you are going to be abused at least until Guardians come out. But at that time, there may be Valkyries and other things that will be hurting you. These middle Zerg are, I like to at least go for something a little bit more offensive here. I'm not the biggest fan of turtling, as you normally would as a Zerg in this spot, as it's just so hard to hold. It is a little bit easier to hold than these top spots and the bottom spots as a Zerg player, because you can wall off with only 2 Sunkens instead of the 4 that you basically have to build over here. So Resoud not in the worst spot as a Zerg player. And he is going to look to try to pull off a 2-0. And get himself, 1 game away. This is a best of 5, 2nd round, BO5. So going to be a little bit harder to get any upsets. But I really don't know who the favorite is in this matchup. Can never underestimate the power of Boo. And I think Scan did, and he got punished for it. So yeah, I'm not gonna count Boo out. I think Boo might just be the favorite to win this, and I guess Resoud would be the upset winner. As Micro VR on a mission here after defeating Scan, going to try to get himself a nice tournament win. Tony G payout, what, $100 and something here for 1st place. First Marine going to go out. He did not send an SCV out to scout, which I don't know how much I like that. I like to get that first SCV out, but I guess he's trading that a little bit of a later scout for a better economy. Going to use all of his Marines that are spawning out to scout around here. Not going to see that Overlord, but the Overlord, I don't know if the Overlord saw that. I clicked the wrong name there. Yes, but that is okay. We do have the 2 Sunkens out, a couple of Zerglings out, so this choke is going to go up fairly unpressured. Does have its 2 hatcheries up as well. Everything looking pretty good for Resoud as of the start. Do have that academy out, which you have to build if you don't know what the race you're up against. And now he should be able to spot this Overlord. He is going to see the Overlord, so now he is essentially going to know what the matchup is. He does see that, and we see him reacting to that, going to go across the map. So you never know what direction he did come from, but he is going to know that he is up against a Zerg. At least he can pull these Marines up here, knowing that they're not going to get surrounded by any Zealots. You can set that rally up there as of now. And yeah, he is going to probably go for a stim bust here, since he is going to be against a middle Zerg player. He is going to see that creep and know exactly where his opponent is. Zergling chasing down a Marine. This Marine should turn around and attack that Zergling. Doesn't want the Zergling to get a scout off. I don't know who's chasing who, if he just stuck behind him or if he's actually trying to chase him. We actually see a Marine run by, though, right now. Just a couple of Marines all running by. One drone did stop a lot, but there's going to be 3 Marines out here that is going to get some damage done for sure. No drones down yet, but they are not mining, so this is going to slow him down. 1 drone goes down. Going to have to keep it alive. 2 drones go down. 3 drones go down. Only 5 drones remaining on the middle. 6, I guess he does have a couple more drones, but all of them not mining right now. Completely at a complete standstill right now is the Zerg player. Very nice run by Zerglings are out, though, and they are going to stop this damage here. But that was a very nice little delay tactic here. Is obviously going to hurt that Marine count, but that isn't the biggest of deals in these early games if you're going to go for that double factory, which he is. Going to play it safe and keep those factories at home. Not going to go for the middle of the map, as he did go for that very aggressive run by. It could be vulnerable to some kind of sling speed run by, which I don't think is happening. Unfortunately, we can't see what the upgrades are right now. But there is quite a few Zerglings on the map, but there is Marines and Medics here, so these Marines are going to have no problem taking out that. We do not see any tech here still from Resoud. I guess he doesn't have enough minerals for a layer or a Hydra's Den. A couple of these Marines are going to get caught chasing these Zerglings and run into some Sunkens. A couple more Sunkens being thrown down now. He did build a command center and an engineering bay back here. Getting those factories out, and it looks like he is going to go for a double starport here. So very nice. Possible, normally when you see this is some kind of drop play, but you usually build 2 dropships and then go into vessel production, but depending on what he scouts here, it could change. It's obviously you can go into Valkyrie or Wraith as well. But it's usually 2 dropships into the vessel play here. We see that first scan going to go off. I imagine it's over checking that layer timing. Resoud getting his drones up nice. A little bit of a delayed layer, but he is going to have a very nice economy as he's been pumping out these drones, and 2 Zerglings are going to get a run by, and that is devastating for MicroVR. He is going to scout that it is a double starport, so I think that's going to shut down the idea of any kind of drop play going to go down. We do see an armory, so maybe he was just going to go into Valkyries anyway. We do see that Hydra is going down as a response to seeing that, so he's at least going to get a couple of lurkers out. We'll see if he's going to race down to get that Queen's Nest and go right into that Hive Defiler play. That isn't very uncommon at all. You want to get that Hive up ASAP. Do see that Queen's Nest going down, so we are going to see a very quick Hive going to go for that Lurker Swarm, which is super hard to kill. We don't see a science facility down quite yet for our orange player, so maybe he is going to still try to go for that dropship play. If you do set up your siege tanks up here, it is not bad at all. Hydra's starting to rally up here. He does have a good amount of circles. Need to keep these Marines alive. Doesn't want to just throw them away. This tank may be in range of these Sunkens too. He does want to target these ones that are spawning right now. I feel like this tank is going to be in range. He's going to get taken out. We don't see... Okay, he's going to go right into Valkyries. Okay, so that's not bad. I think he might have gone for a dropship play if it didn't get scouted. But it did get scouted, so we will never know. Spire going down as well. The Hive, the Queen's Nest is done, but no Hive started quite yet here, as these tanks are starting to shoot away at this choke here. And looks like he's going to go for a tank Valkyrie. This is going to shut down any possible quick Muta or Guardian play. Is stimming forward here, but is going to think twice about that. One tank does not get the memo to retreat. And Resoud has a nice big bank here. He does have a lot of drones. I wish I could see his drone count right now, because he just massed a lot of drones. I think he did that because those Marines ran by, and he knew there was no possibility of a stim attack after that. So he could play a little bit more cautious. Going to stim forward, though, once again. Going to pick off this hatchery. Hopefully doesn't go any farther than that. The lurkers are spawning now. He does have the science facility making Eradicate up. Has a good number of Valkyries for this time of the game, but still not going to have enough to push forward. Continuing to reinforce here. Tank Valkyrie is a very good late game. He's going to scan there and see that there is going to be at least 4 lurkers he's going to have to deal with. Only 4 Hydras there as well, so these Valkyries are going to take this opportunity to run in and maybe pick off some Overlords. But these lurkers go right up in thing, and he is counterattacking with the mutas as well. Those Valkyries to run by, go out of position, and he gets countered with the mutas. I didn't even see those mutas get built, so that even caught me off guard, but not going to be the best idea, as there is Valkyries on the map. Not taking out the most SCVs. Doesn't really matter because he has a double command center anyway. Getting those upgrades going, so Micro VR playing very nicely once again. Resoud needs to start making some hatcheries, I think. He has himself in a really good position, but he just has to mass up some hatcheries. I think if he just threw down like 12-something hatcheries right now, he would be, he could just outmass the Terran player right now, but instead he just let the Filer, the Ultralisk, and the Greater Spire. You don't see the Ultralisk Cavern very often, but Resoud is going for that right now. Does have his 3 lurkers right out here. He does have a scan available to him, so he could pick off these lurkers, but I think maybe a little bit afraid of his lack of production here. That could get outmassed here, but Resoud putting on a clinic right now of holding, at least so far. He does have a humongous bank, though. I feel like he just needs to mass up hatcheries here. Throwing down 1 hatchery right now. We just have all of his gas basically going. And yeah, he does have a very nice bank. I wonder what all of these are. He just spent a lot of gas, so maybe this is Ultralisk. He's going to try to go for an Ultra Break. These Valkyries coming in here. One going to die to the Hydras. They are not even A-moving. They're just walking in here. Going to pick off all of the Mutas, perhaps, but not a very good exchange at all. Running into all of his Hydralisks right there. Yeah, not very good. There is one more lurker left, and he is going into Guardians. Does have Defilers now as well. So the choke is broken, and Resoud now in maybe a little bit of trouble. We'll see exactly how this trade goes. He is building Ultralisk, so that wasn't Ultralisk, but he was holding all those minerals for Ultras, and he's going to go for an Ultra Break here. You don't see this very often. Especially in Facets, he does have a couple of Guardians and a couple of Valkyries here as well, but he is going to wait for that consume and then push forward with Ultras. But is it going to be too late? These tanks coming in here before that swarm is going to be done. That consume is going down, but these tanks are going to be in range. They need to siege up. They're getting a little bit too close here. It is possible to take out all of these drones. The devastating blows there, taking out a hell amount of drones here. The Ultras, though, are going to come in, but at what cost? Now he is not going to be in a good position at all. He is going to hold on and maybe be able to get a counter-attack off, because there isn't the most production here for our Terran player, but he is going to have to rebuild these drones now instead of reinforcing these units. So if Boo is able to hold on to this crazy little Ultra counter-attack here, he is going to be in a very good position. But yeah, I'd like to see some... Okay, he does have Valkyries to deal with these Guardians. The Guardians trying to focus down these tanks so his Ultras can get in there. Defiler's coming in here, and this is going to be a very close game. All those Ultras getting devastated, or all those Guardians getting devastated, and the Ultras are coming in now. And just like Lurkers, they are untouchable underneath that swarm. So it's just going to be basically up to the Terran now to kind of hold on here. Reinforcing with a lot more Ultras and Zerglings. Maybe he saved a little bit more drones than I thought because a big line of reinforcements coming in here. And it looks like Resoud may just be able to take this with a very Gosu Ultraless Defiler build here. Ultras are pretty good, but they do start to freak out a lot when they can't get to the person that is shooting them. 2 Swarms going to go down there and negate a lot of that damage that they're going to take running around. And it looks like there may just be enough here. I'm not sure. It's really close. Ultras are really stupid, and he does have a pretty good number of factories here. Pretty decent SimCity that is messing with the AI of these Ultras a lot here. Attacking factories and machine shops when they should be attacking other things here. Lots of Valkyries out. He does need to start going into a lot more vessels to start irradiating those defilers. Pulling some SCVs out here to help hold on, but the first swarm does go down, and he's not taking much damage here. Another swarm gonna go down. Erad's a Hydra instead of that Defiler. I think Boo is actually gonna be okay, and he is gonna take this game down to 50 supply. Is the Zerg player going all in with this attack here? But I don't think it's gonna be enough. I think that tank run by slaughtered enough drones that Resoud is not going to be able to reinforce with the Ultraless, and which I think was the plan, to go for that Ultra Defiler break here. It looks like Micro VR is going to be just fine, only losing a couple production facilities. No more Defilers to swarm. And yeah, this looks like it is going to go into Boo's favor here. Resoud obviously not going to give up, though, if he just gets a couple of Defilers and Lurkers out. He can possibly hold his choke while he does rebuild, but he is not going to be too happy about this situation. Some vessels, mass vessels, and a Valkyrie going over for this counterattack. He was just non-stop producing vessels and tanks from these factories. Going to start rebuilding. He does have some SUVs pulled here. 1 vessel went down there. 2 vessels down. Going to go on top of those drones, but those drones are going to get burrowed, keeping the other 3 alive here. Nice little ERAD on that Valkyrie, though, is going to stop all of the mining. And now you can see that harassment's already going to start from up here. Scourge, though, okay, no, the Hydras are going to run back here to try to chase them down. He is going to focus fire. Does see that is in the sight of the Overlord. 1 Scourge gets taken out from that Valkyrie, but another vessel falls. Gonna go in here once more, try to get some kills on those drones, but they do burrow. Very nicely done by Resoud. But here comes another attack, running into those 3 Lurkers, though. Not what you want in this situation. Is going to just give him enough time to get a swarm up. If he had a vessel down there with that, he could have taken that out, but I don't think it's going to matter too much, as this position harassment is going to start now. I think all of these 3 buildings are in sight if he is to put a siege tank up here. Does want to start eradicating these Defilers. As Resoud's gas is super low. His bank is not the best, but he has what he needs so far. I wouldn't mind just seeing the ERAD, I want the Lurker, good. So I'm right on these Lurkers instead of, that's what he's doing right now. Going to ERAD all of these Lurkers, so they are going to have to get replenished. Having to rebuild his Lurkers now down to 92 gas, so continuing to get harassed. The Defiler is going to get, and I think this is going to be a GG push here. Very nice macro back at home. Micro VR playing like a boss old G right now. And going to take care of business. Gonna defense matrix and maybe ERAD both of these Valkyries. Very ghostly stuff here. Going to go and delay more of that Zerg mining. Going to force him to burrow. But some drones going down before they can be burrowed, and yeah, this is going to be a nuisance to deal with. Down to 34, he needs to move these tanks forward now. Oh, but one swarm and one lurker, not going to be too hard to take care of. It does get eradicated right away. The spores just not quite far enough out here. The vessels do go down, but it looks like they actually did kill most of those drones here, and this is definitely going to be GG. These tanks can just ignore that lurker and run by. This Defiler is still alive. Gonna have to consume, but yeah, I don't think there's gonna be enough. These tanks can simply focus this hive down after killing all of these drones. Down to 8 supply resounded, and this is GG. We are tied up at 1-1. A very nice game from our players once again. Entertaining your boy Tony G, and hopefully all of you guys as well. And we're gonna jump into game number 3. Resoud. What a funny little guy he is. Oh, my color. Orange color, evil coconut toss. Resoud says. Resoud not liking the color of Micro saying quiet please, my color. Damn, okay. Alright. A little bit of friendly banter between these two Gosus. And we are jumping into it. Game number 3 here of this best of 5. Here we go. Resoud going to be Terran versus Zerg. So another little switch up. Micro going to be in the unfortunate position to be playing this side Zerg versus a Terran. Resoud going to be a little bit farther away than him though. In this distance from this choke to this choke is significant. May not look like much, but it is a lot. So those reinforcements are going to be a little bit later. If he decides to build the factories inside of his base, they're going to come just that much later, giving Zerg just that much more time here. So we'll see how this all plays out. How Resoud is going to play in this Terran versus Zerg. I personally don't mind this matchup as much, Terran versus Zerg. Some games can feel awful, but it can be fun here until that mass defiler happens. But we are seeing the hatchery go down here at the choke, so everything very standard here. Not going to see anything too crazy from either of these players. My finger actually hurts a little bit. I just played an hour Terran versus Protoss for SCW. So my finger right now does surprisingly hurt a little bit. A little bit late on that spawning pool. Hopefully that doesn't affect his early game status. Maybe went for an overlord. Yeah, he did. He went for that overlord before pool. So that's why that pool was a little bit delayed. So this could bite him in the butt if he was versus a mid-build P, but luckily for him, he is not, so his little bit of greed is going to pay off. He's going to get a little bit of a higher drone count. And yeah, even positioning his hatchery in a little bit of a risky spot if it was against a Protoss. Not going to be able to use it quite as well as a wall, but luckily for him, once again, he is going to go for Terran, but unluckily for him, he's going to get scouted right away. Maybe he saw that Overlord. I think he must see that Overlord. So he is going to see that he is up against a Zerg right away. Going to use this SCV to chase down this Zealot, or this drone, but luckily he builds a Zerg egg, which does stop the SCV from attacking that. He is going to start punishing it with, or start drilling it again. I'm going to drill it away with his SCV. Going to run away now, and one Marine is going to run in here. Don't think it's going to get any kills. Going to try to get this drone, but does not succeed in his mission. Zerglings, though, are now out. 8 Zerglings he did build, so he didn't want to die to any pressure there. Does have his gas started away and build actually 10 Zerglings here, so possibly going to be able to counterattack. We do see that Academy going down for our Terran player. Little bit of a cheeky SCV down here definitely going to be doing something. I'm not sure what. Oh, maybe a barracks going to try to get those stim fire bats in here. Very sneaky. That is something Tony G loves to do almost every game this turn. The Zergling's going to run in here and actually get a pretty good surround on these Marines. It is going to totally reset this Marine count here. Not going to be able to do too much more damage. Actually, he is producing more Zerglings here, so maybe going to go for an all-in Zergling attack here. I don't know if he mined enough gas just to get 100 gas and then stopped. He does have 12, so I'm not sure if he did that or not. But more Zerglings are going to be streaming in here. He is going to go all in. He must have upgraded Zergling speed. Yeah, I think Zerglings now have speed, and they are going to run in here. And Micro VR is going to go for he killed Scan and got some of Scan's powers, and now he is going for that Scan Zergling run by here off of 3 hatcheries here. The Zergling speed is going to potentially do something. He does have a fire bat with some medics, but these numbers are going to be maybe too small. Is stacking up these SCVs as well. The fire bat does go down, and fire bats are going to be coming out here. So this could possibly still be held here. Fire bats are pretty good versus Lings. And actually looks like Resoud is going to hold on here, but this is going to throw him into the Stone Age. And more Zerglings are actually being produced, so he has not stopped building Zerglings. If he can keep the fire bat count small or low enough, he may be able to get something done here, but fire bats are pretty good versus Zerglings, but getting some good surrounds on these fire bats and taking out more and more of them. Gonna take out the 2 medics as well. There is 6 fire bats here, but these Zerglings are streaming in, taking out a. He still has a lot of SCV, so not the most SCV damage here. Now I think he does need to start transitioning, and now this barracks has landed in his base and is going to start making some fire bats in the base of his enemy now. A bunker going down just in case these Lings don't stop coming, but he does have these fire bats in a nice little choke here position. He's going to wait for 2 fire bats so they can one-shot these Marines. The Lurker Den is going down. No Zerglings are in position here, so we'll see how quick Micro responds to this pressure here. This counterattack could end it right now once and for all. If he runs in here, maybe waiting for Stim. You know, he must have Stim. Here he goes. He's going in now. So it's going to be up to Micro to respond here. Not see. Oh, he does see it now, and he is pulling some of the SCVs. He does not have any vision on another mineral patch. So 6, 7, 8. 8 drones go down there, so it's not in a GG, but that is going to, that's over half of the drones there, so that was pretty close to a GG here. Going to see that he hasn't been duped by Gangster Dupe himself, and yeah, gonna have to deal with that floated barracks now. Gonna go on top of those minerals and make it a little bit annoying. Also gonna get some scouting off here, and meanwhile, Resoud is just maxing up back at home. Gonna look to break this push. Zerg invested so much into those Zerglings. They did pretty good work here, but that Firebat Runbot is going to nullify any damage that he potentially did do there. And it's going to be really tough for him to win this now. Getting a Queen's Nest, going to try to go for a really quick hive. Going to get as many drones on those mineral patches as he can before that goes on top of it. It is still possible to click that mineral patch, but it is just really hard to do. Resoud moving out now, and only 3 Sunkens with a handful of Zerglings. Don't think it is going to quite be enough. Need to get a Defiler's Den or something out here. We'll see these drones are a little AFK now. Marines, Firebats, stimming in here. Put up 2 Evo Chambers to try to mess with the surface area of this Marine medics, but I don't think it's going to matter. Too little amount of Sunkens here. And I think this is going to be GG here. GG is called. And Resoud going to go up 2-1 and be on game match point here. Micro has to win 2 games in a row. We'll see how she goes. Fast Bat versus Fast Zergling. GLHF is called. Yeah, the Zergling speed is all in. You do have a chance to transition into a lurker build, but yeah, he's saying he did it because it was amid the. And yeah, we're gonna start here once these two finish their little banter. Going now. Micro did not want to play it out. I'm tired right now. Oh no, that's not a good sign for Micro. Bringing up some excuses right now. Please go. Oh man, love it. I love it. Going. He's saying go, but he's the host, so he has to click it himself. And we're jumping into it. Game number 4 here. Resoud up 2-1. Micro VR having to win it in order to stay alive. And once again, we are going to get a Terran versus Zerg. So this is looking to go into a final game here. A game number 5 here. As Micro VR is going to be cross-spawned from a middle Zerg here. So absolutely going to have a chance to win this once again, and hopefully we get a game number 5 here. Resoud was super close to winning that first game. Oh, excuse me, I'm a little tired too, Boo. So I feel you. Gonna go for that Korean barracks first here. Overlord gonna scout the middle. So once again, both players going to open up fairly standard. And yeah, normally we could just fast forward this first couple of I guess minutes, even really like the first 2 minutes, nothing really changes up. Possibly 3 minutes. We'll see if there's any variations in these builds, but as of right now, it looks to be a standard 3 barracks versus the hatch first into pool. Did he go for an overlord before pool too? Is that the new meta that people are doing, delaying their pool by a little bit to get that overlord out? Let's see, this must be an overlord. He did. So he also went for the overlord before pool, delaying that pool by that extra couple of seconds, which can sometimes cost you in those mid-game Protosses, but if not, you can have a lot higher drone count a little bit quicker. This SCV looks like it is going to go across map, and just like last game, he is going to be able to scout him first and prepare from the get-go. So a very good start for Micro VR. Scouting your opponent first is just so advantageous. I love scouting my opponent first, and because I just know exactly when you're scouting, you just don't quite know. And he's actually going to go for a bunker placement. So 4 Zerglings are going to be built here. Probably 6 Zerglings, possibly 8 Zerglings. This can be deadly. If this bunker actually does get up, he is stacking up 3 drones here. Bunker is up before any sunken colonies are even started. Isn't going to be able to delay any of these sunken colonies, though. Trying to build another bunker. Inside the bunker, Marines don't target the sunken colonies, though, so he's going to have to keep popping them out in order to target those sunken colonies. He's going to leave 1 SCV. These Zerglings trying to go for it once again, but popping back into that bunker. Does have a second bunker up now. Is reinforcing with more Marines here. 3 sunken colonies are going to be dishing out a lot of damage here. 1 sunken does go down. The other bunker goes down. And is this bunker... okay, 1 sunken is in position. So he is going to have to pull some SCVs if he does want it. If he can get this... no, okay, he is just going to retreat. He is not going to attempt to do that. So a nice little exchange here at the beginning. Going to throw it on the command center as he might have just missed macroed a little bit back there. And yeah, Resoud is going to hold on. Only has 8 drones though, so did focus a lot on that. And 1 sunken did go down. I don't know who wins that exchange in the long run. I feel like Terran must win that exchange. even though he lost 2 bunkers and a couple of Marines, he did kind of throw the Zerg off, forcing him to put his Sunkens behind instead of at front to spread that creep. Getting that Academy and a 4th barracks here, so it looks like this time he's actually going to go for a full-on stim break here. Wouldn't be surprised if he throws down another hatchery as well, losing another Marine there, but he did kill something. I don't know what that blood spatter was, but he must have killed something. I did miss that as I was just looking back at home. The Geyser 2 gas going to go down right away. So Resoud kind of likes to go for a little bit of a later gas to get his drone count up even higher and then go for a double extractor instead of slowly mining off of one. Which is just a little bit of differences that can make a huge difference as time goes on. A lot of people do similar build orders, like builds, but they do it in different orders, and yeah, all the orders can definitely change here. So just massing off of 4 barracks, we do see a comp stat going down, a comp sat going down as well. No tech yet for Resoud. Resoud just making drones right now. A couple of sunken colonies going down. We do see that first factory very late on the factory, but he's obviously going to be trying to break here. I imagine okay, stim is done. Don't know if he's going to. He needs some medics. Yeah, he's going to wait for some of these medics to team up with them. As if you have your medics in a good enough position and enough of them, you can keep most of these Marines alive. We are going to see them getting in position over here. We're seeing them stimming up now, and they are going to move forward. There is a lot of Sunkens here. Some of them are hurt, though, so which is going to help 2 of them fall. Third one looks like it is going to fall, and it's possible that he tries to do a run-by here, which is very, it could be very nice. It looks like he is going to choose this opportunity to run by here. Does have 6 Marines and 4 medics, nothing back at home, so these can wreak havoc on the Zerg player. Once again, able to get some of these Marines by, is going to have to fight some of these Zerglings, but if he keeps his Marines and medics alive, it's going to be really tough. Sunken colonies, 4 sunken colonies forced to be made over here, going to take out this spawning pool, which is very nice here. Going to definitely force the Zerg to rebuild that. Going to start targeting some of these drones here. 1 Marine does fall, but still alive here. Going to be able to target this Geyser while he starts macroing back at home. Getting an armory, his starport, and he's continuing to rally his Marines down here. In range of this hatchery. So just being annoying here. It actually takes out 2 more drones here, so this is well worth it. And finally, though, a bunch of Zerglings and Hydralisks are going to run in here and clear all of this out. Force the Terran player to move back to his choke area as he needs some detection here. Getting his 2nd starport once again on a single factory. Yeah, okay, so yeah, it's tough to call who is actually in a better position right now. Looks like Resoud is going to make a whole hella ton of lurkers here. Yeah, a lot of lurkers getting built right now. 8 lurkers in total, and he is going to rebuild his spawning pool. Actually, that's actually a big thing right now, because normally you want to build up some Zerglings to go with your lurkers to kind of buffer for them. But he is not going to be able to do that, as he does not have a spawning pool. Just going to be 8 lurkers here with 7 Zerglings. So this could potentially not work here, but it could also do a lot of damage. A couple of Marines are going to be out on the map and are going to actually stim and take out 1 lurker. So that is a very good start to him. If you keep pushing these backwards, you can do a lot of damage, and that's why you usually want more than 7 Zerglings to buffer for this. If there were some Zerglings there, you could keep doing that. Is going to force another burrow here. 1 lurker almost hurt. Another 4 Marines coming out here. just going to keep delaying this as much as possible. It would be nice if he was pulling these back so he wasn't completely losing them all the time. But that did buy him enough time to get his tank up. His tank is going to be out of range, and he is going to be able to build a bunker wall here. Meanwhile, we did see a tank drop. Fudge, I missed that. And the tank is actually getting work done. I missed that completely. That is unfortunate for me. Well, that's why that makes sense why he wasn't microing his Marines here. I was focusing on the Marines, but he was focusing on that tank drop, and so was Resoud focusing on burrowing and reburrowing his lurkers. So that did do some work here. I did not get a count on exactly how many, but he does not have the most drones collecting right now. He just rebuilt a bunch of them. Pulling his lurkers back now as well. Both players trying to go on the offense, but not working for them. And yeah, we are going to continue. The later the game goes, though, for the most part, it is in the Zerg's favor. But Resoud does not like to make a lot of hatcheries. Still on only 3 hatcheries right now. Finally getting a 4th hatchery down. His spire is going down here as well. Hasn't rebuilt any of his sunken colonies. And now that tanks are out with vessels, these lurkers by themselves are not going to be doing much damage here at all. Getting 2 bunkers down back at home in case of any kind of lurker drop. Or I guess even could work against a small number of mutas. Going to push forward and take out 2 lurkers at the cost of 3 marine lives here. And Micro going to start applying some pressure. The queen's or the hive is done. No defiler den, but he did just mass up a bunch of sunkens now to buy himself some time. Looks like he is going to go for possibly a muta. No, once again, he's getting an Ultimus Cavern and a Defiler Mound. So he is going to possibly go for that Defilers once again. Resoud loving those Defilers. Greater Spire has started, but this push is commencing. And we do have the double starport, which is very nice here. A lot of factories being added on here as well. So Micro VR is in a very good position to apply all of this pressure that he needs. Getting his armories upgraded going, everything looking good for both players, and this will be a tight one. It's going to come down to what Resoud decides to do. His Defilers are definitely going to be out in time. I think he did build more than enough sunkens for right now. A bunch of scams going to go down, so Micro is going to know exactly what he is up against. He does have himself a nice supply lead off of that pretty early command center. He's be able to macro up like a boss behind this. And those scans plus these vessels are going to be nice. First vessel coming in here. Does have enough energy for 2 ERADs. Could throw down a second one. No, but it doesn't. Nice little burrow there. Only going to lose a single drone to that. But it's always worth doing it. Even if you get 1 drone at a time, you are delaying the Zerg every time he has to burrow that. All of his resources. You're not killing drones, but you are delaying that mining here. Continuing to push forward, and we see a lot of lurkers here. The Defilers are out. Scourges are here to pick off those vessels. And more hatcheries are being built here for Mr. Resoud. All of his sunken colonies are nearly taken out. All of the barracks now are being lifted to build more room for those factories and starports. Marines not too good in the later game, that is for sure. And we are going to be entering the late game, I think. I don't think this counterattack is going to kill him. A very forward push here with these lurkers is going to force these tanks to move back here. Defiler going to consume and push forward, though once again going to force an unsiege. Another lurker does go down, but he's not unsieging here. All of these tanks and marines are going to get taken out here, possibly opening up a chance for Resoud to do a counterattack, though. I would not be upset if Resoud just made all of these into drones and then just massed hatcheries right now. That seems to be, if there is a weakness to Resoud's game, it is he does not like to make the most amount of hatcheries here. He has officially held on, so he can take opportunity to macro out a little bit. We'll see what's coming out of these eggs. If it's going to be units or drones here. His bank isn't the biggest, so if it was just another pile of drones, could be good, but it looks like he is building up Zerglings. Maybe Ultralisk. They're taking a long time, so maybe they're Ultralisk here, actually. Now, Resoud does love his Ultras, and this looking like this could be actually a pretty devastating push here. Luckily for Micro, he is pushing forward, is going to force that swarm not right at his Choka, is going to get an E-Rat on the Defiler, and it was Ultralisk. So once again, he is going to go forward, and yeah, just that little push out there is actually going to save his life here. If he was to get a swarm up there and all those Lurkos burrow right on top of those tanks, it was going to be close to GG here. Resoud pausing, saying, "Call me, Kelp." Call me. Okay, someone's calling him on his cell phone. Alright, so we'll just have to have a quick little pause. The joy of live games. People have a real life that they have to attend to. I'm going to take this opportunity to text back the old cell phone. Grab yourself a water. All right, I'm all done. I'm all done with my texting. Make sure the stream is going good. We have not lost any frames this time around, so everything is looking peachy dandy. Resoud saying go, Micro saying go, and we are going back at it here. Very interesting that Resoud likes to go Ultralisk there. Now, he is getting another round of drones here. Throw up 4 or 5 more hatcheries here. No, just going to send them back to mining, though. Not the worst idea. Does have a decent drone or a high, I don't know, hatchery count, but I would just like more. We do see Micro with an actual gas expand here. Really going to be focusing. And actually, oh, look at this. This is very nice, too. He's massive drop. He's going to go for a massive drop here. And this could potentially work. There is an opportunity to sneak by here on this side here. If he goes up to the left, I think he is going to be scouted. A cheeky little drone coming over here. That looks like it was very on purpose to go there. But yeah, a little bit of a standstill here. He is starting to make mutas, possibly going to go into that Guardian, getting his Evo Chambers up, his second Spire up. So yeah, we are officially into the late game here now. The drop's going to come over on this side, so I think it is going to be spotted by one of these Overlords. Such a shame that he didn't go down this way. But we'll still see how much this does. Resound's definitely going to see this. Actually, just sending the Valkyries forward here first, so maybe... No, I think this drone must have seen it. This drone must have seen it here. Not reacting, though, is Resoud, so maybe he didn't see it. Now sending a couple of Hydras down here. Does have 5 Guardians as well, and is making a creep colony. Going to throw a couple of defense matrix down on these dropships, and another big pile of drones just were made and sent into there. So we are going to see this run in here. We'll see how much damage this does. Resoud does, or not Resoud, Micro does need to get some work done. We'll see if he's going to focus that hatchery. Yeah, he is just focusing on that hatchery. Is going to get it down to less than half supply. Attacking his own Spire there for a second. Is going to get it down to 1,200 supply, but not going to get the kill on it. And he did invest a lot into that. So a little unfortunate for him not going to get that hatchery. If that did get that main, it could have been a GG level move here. But nice defense from Resoud. This hatchery, or this Hydra, does discover this expansion here, and it looks like he is going to go for a round 2 of this drop. I still don't know if he has quite enough hatcheries. Resoud must have lost some drones there. As his, unless those are all Ultralisks again. He could have just bought a bunch of Ultralisks. A couple of vessels out here, making sure that there isn't any Defilers sneaking up here. Do, of course, have some defilers out on the map, but Resoud, I'm not sure exactly what he's doing. I guess just recovering from that drop. Another massive drop, though, is being loaded up here. And it looks like Resoud is, or Micro is going to be, yeah, trying this once more. An Ultralisk running in pain since he got eradicated. Muta's going to come up here and spawn into Guardians on top of that main, which is down to 1200 HP. It is slowly rebuilding itself up. And this time it is going to come over this way, but it once again is going to get spotted by those Overlords here. And I don't think it is going to work unless Resoud just did not see it. But I think he's just confident that with these Spores and Guardians, he's going to have more than enough to defend. Sending a couple of Scourge down here too. If they do get a drop off though, it's still possible. These Valkyries could target down these Guardians. Going to go over here and drop right behind once again. Needs to siege up. What is he doing? He's not sieging up. He's just targeting. Maybe it'll work without a siege up. He is just targeting it down to 300 HP. So, opting to take those extra couple seconds that the siege would take the siege, I don't know if that was a good idea, but he was super close there. So he's definitely going to have to try that one more time. But Resoud's bank now is good, and it looks like he is going to move out. Not going to give him the opportunity to do that once more. Lifting up his choke, and it looks like these Defilers are going to be able to get up close and personal now. A swarm, yeah, 2 swarms right up in that choke here. Ultras and Defilers are going to move in here. Is still rebuilding those drop ships, but no, and look at that, actually very nicely done here, using these tanks to kind of block these lurkers from going underneath that swarm. So very nice move here. And once again, Resoud not doing the best attack here, almost running in some Guardians into these Valkyries, and he's going to have to back up once again here. This 300 supply main is going to be targeted once again by this massive drop from Micro VR here. And looks like Micro is going to potentially pull this into a final game. Resoud still not massing up hatcheries. I feel like this is a big mistake here, that he just isn't throwing down more hatcheries. It's so hard to reinforce. You want to go to max in one larva go, and he's just not doing that with the small amount of hatcheries he's using. He definitely has the bank now, so there is literally no excuse here. He could just make 12 drones and make them into 12 hatcheries. Take out some of these sunken, or these Spores, move them up a little bit farther. But here we go. We are seeing this drop come in once more. Only 300 HP. So I feel like this is going to go down now for sure. Scanning right here is going to drop. Is he going to siege up? He is going to siege up. 100 HP. 17 HP, and the main does go down. So finally, third time the try for Micro, and he is going to get that main down. And now if this goes into the super late game, he is going to have an advantage. Of course, it's not over, but the gas income for the Zerg is going to be super slow here. We see a couple of these cheeky hatcheries going down around the map. I imagine they're going to be used for Nidus, to see some Niduses around the map, to just come from a different direction, maybe flank or counterattack if there is a bunch of Zerg out here. So Micro VR is definitely a couple of misplaced buildings here too. Not going to be the biggest of deal. I feel like he can still, if it spawns there, can still go out, and this guy can go around. I feel like they can all still get out to here. Tank's going to move across now, and Micro VR going to start applying some pressure. Looks like Resoud, though, loading up a little drop of his own here. Gonna look to try to swap mains, perhaps. That's a lot of siege tanks here. And Guardians and Devourers, though, are going to be a pretty good counter to all of these siege tanks. Making up some more lurkers. Not going to be quite enough Valkyrie. Some Vessel's going to come in here, though. He can throw down some E-Rads, so maybe he will be able to defend. And all the Swarm's going to go down for a second. They're going to lose a couple of those lurkers here. If that goes down for even a millisecond, this amount of siege tank are going to blow it all apart. And it actually looks like the Terran is more than capable of holding on here. That is the upgrade magic there. 2-3 for the air versus 0-1 for the air of Resoud. The mech fully upgraded as well versus only 1-1 and 1-2 here. So the upgrades are in big time favor for Micro VR. This drop is going to be spotted immediately, so this is not going to work. And this is looking like a very good opportunity for Micro VR to win. In fact, this hatchery is going to go, or this swarm is going to go down at some point. He doesn't have a re-swarm quite yet, so these lurkers may drop. Yeah, that drop is thwarted big time. Not going to get in there and do any damage here at all. Looks like he did just get that swarm up just in time here. It's so ridiculous that these 3 lurkers can fight against these million tanks here. Yeah, no drop is going to be successful there. And yeah, the game is just going to continue. Resoud looks like he is now pretty attached on this idea to drop. Looks like he's getting ready to load up. I don't know if he loaded up already or what the plan was, but these lurkers go down here now at the front. I don't see a Defiler here. Okay, Defilers are just spawning now. Micro killing off 24 of his SCVs. Going to use that for some attacking, using them to take out this Spore. And they actually do take out that Spore, maybe with a little bit of help of the tanks and a Marine. These SCVs are actually rolling. Stacked SCVs OP. And they're going to start eradicating all of these lurkers, which I love to do. Way easier than trying to target all of the Defilers sometimes. You can catch that Zerg off guard here. Resoud, though, still has a humongous bank here, but he just doesn't have the hatcher. I think that's really the biggest mistake here for Resoud. He had more than enough opportunities to mass hatches, but he just chose not to. But he still has a nice supply. He's at 173 supply, making a bunch more lurkers, and he's by no means dead, but I think these are all vessels going to be popping out here soon. He's just going to transition into a mass vessel siege tank build. These Valkyries coming in here. One of them is eraded with the defense matrix, but not going to get any kills there. We do see a lot of vessels, though, with that upgrade. They can do 3 ERADs at a time once they are full energy. Going to start picking off some of these Defilers. Not going to allow them to move forward. Does have still 2 more Defilers here. And that was a pretty forward swarm here. A lot of lurkers, though, dying before they can get burrowed. And actually not going to be in range here. So Micro inching closer and closer. Resoud just on that small number of hatcheries, though he is maxed out now. He must have a lot of drones. That looks like a lot of drones. I would estimate that he has probably at least 100 drones, as his army just seems so small here. Continuing to produce those Defilers, but nothing underneath the Defilers is going to be worrisome, and he is slowly moving forward, getting more and more of these Defilers with these vessels. 2 still are alive, and a couple of Defilers or Devourers and Mutas are going to finally be contested now by those Valkyries. We do see those Nidus Canals being made now. That is what I assumed he was going to use them for, but I feel like right now he needs all of his units back at home, as he is getting breached here. Surely, slowly but surely, all the pressure is on him right now. more SCVs going down here as Micro VR is rich on rich here. Going to try to burrow these defilers to hide them a little bit more from these vessels, but is going to get eradicated. Looks like these ultras are looking to go into that Nidus, but okay, he's going to mass ultras and try to do a counter attack here. This could be nice, but there is an expansion here that is going to spot it for Micro VR. And he is going to have an opportunity to respond or push forward. Looks like he's going to try to use these defilers, but all the defilers are now going to be down. These ultralists are going to try to get in here. Yeah, we'll see. Look, we have kind of a base trade situation here, but I feel like Micro has way more production, and he is going to be able to reproduce way quicker than Resoud on only his 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. He only has 10 hatcheries here at the 28-minute mark. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Yeah, 10 hatcheries. That is just not going to be good in this kind of situation. Though he is making it work as of right now. Just shows the power of those defilers here. Micro going to take an opportunity to turn around here while still applying a lot of pressure here. Just want to make sure all of his factories don't get taken out. These ultras doing work though, but are going to get taken out. Only taking out a couple of those factories. And yeah, these vessels are continuing to just destroy the Zerg. Going to continue to move back. He does have a 4 lurkers. They are going to get eraded though. One of them do drop. Only one left, and now he is open into the Zerg base here. These tanks coming over here. He has to know that they came from the top part, but I guess he saw this hatchery and doesn't want that to happen again. But tanks can move in here. He needs to spread these tanks out all across this Zerg base, and he has himself an easy victory from here. It looks like the ultras are going to try to push him back once again, but without defilers, the tanks are going to be more than enough to take this out. Trying to kill off some of his drones now, realizing that he may have too many drones, but yeah, these defilers are going to have to save the day right now. But they are right under the range of the science vessels that can just erad them. And it's just a matter of time, I think, before Micro wins this game and we actually go into a game number 5. It is looking to be that way here. All of the tanks moving in here. Mute is going to try to be the answer here, but all of them getting eradicated. The defilers all going down, and yeah, this is going to be GG, 100% here. Just not enough hatcheries, I think, is the main problem for Resoud here. Scourge is going to pile up here, not going to split themselves out, going to sacrifice a lot of them to take out that one Valkyrie here. But yeah, Goliath's going to move in. Vessels should be more than enough to take out these Guardians. And with these 5 hatcheries down, that's over half of this hatchery production here. So it's going to make it even harder for Resoud to max. And now Micro starting to mass up factories in the middle of the map just to reinforce that much quicker. This one Defiler should clean it all up, and yeah, or this one Valkyrie should clean up the rest of these Guardians, and yeah, he's just moving forward. He's almost in range of these drones. And this is 100% GG, well played. Gonna jump into that game number 5. Not giving up though is Resoud. He's remaking those ultralists. He loves those ultras. Coming in here, but ultras not so good without their defilers, and siege tanks are pretty strong themselves. And this is going to be GG here any second now. Starting to erad the drones. The drones are all going down. Resoud fighting to the very last breath, but this is GG. Even ran a couple of ultras into that Nidus for that epic counter attack here. but it's just a matter of time. Ultras, not the best. Not the worst, but definitely not the best here. They're good at clearing out armies. GG is going to be called. GG! Jumping into game number 5. Hope and a Dream still there for the upset king. Boo. And yeah, we're jumping into that game number 5 right now. Alright, we are jumping into the game number 5. And the wife is saying that she can hear me all the way upstairs, so I'm going to go shut the door quickly. Yeah, BRB. Alright. Door shut. That's why I gotta be in the dungeon, because I'm too loud while playing my vids. But here we go. We got Micro VR as Protoss, so he is looking to get the upset, but he is versus Terran, but the Terran is in the mid spot. So Micro is going to be in a pretty good position to win this. This mid build is going to be super effing close to Resoud as well. So yeah, this could be a quick match here. A little bit of lag happening right there. And Resoud is actually going to build a hatchery up front. So this could be good. This could be bad. Going to be up against the 3 racks. Not yet scouted yet, but look how close these are. It's so close to each other. Going in the wrong direction once again, so this is still pretty good for Resoud, but I'm not sure about this. Looks like he is going to get his wall off. Is going to actually scout. Oh, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. This could be a quick one. Resoud is going to see what he's up against. Micro going to know that. Yeah, this is going to be tough. This deep, it's gonna be tough for Resoud. We've seen how powerful this is before. The gates at the entrance, but we haven't quite seen this wall off before here. So going to try to get a wall up. I don't think that's a wall quite yet, but we will see. A wall could definitely be good in this situation. We do see those first couple of Zealots out now, and maybe Resoud is going to be able to wall this off. Going to try to inch forward with those barracks, and maybe this will work. Maybe this will work here. I was a little nervous for him here, but once these Zealot numbers get up high, is getting that forge back at home, is going to start to build some cannons here. And cannons can outrange those Marines in bunkers. I see these Zealots are going to get a... Yeah, I feel like he can just run by here. Going to get a surround on that bunker. The SCV is going to start repairing. And not a bad first trade at all for our Terran player at all. So actually, I think he actually might be okay. And maybe this is a problem for Micro here. These bunkers getting closer and closer. This cannon is trying to get up, but now the Marines are going to be able to micro themselves against these small number of Zealots. Maybe overcommitting just a little bit too much did Micro, but not out of it yet. Zealots are still pretty good here, but he's going to have to wait for these cannons. One cannon does get up here. Is going to get a couple of shots off and just help lower that Marine count just a little bit. So another very back and forth game. We are in for an exciting last game here. This is winner take all. This is a game number 5. Whoever wins does advance, and it's going to be a tight one. I don't think either player is going to die to this initial attack. Do see Micro thinking the same thing. Is going to throw down that assimilator back at home. And Resoud going to get his command center. So both players realizing that they're probably not going to be anything too crazy, but we are seeing 2 more gateways added. So maybe just going to go for a Zealot speed or something here, and just try to overwhelm the Terran player. That Academy just going down now. These Zealots are moving forward. No Marines in those bunkers, and the trade isn't going the best. Okay, Protoss is going to win this. He can kind of do that now that he does have cannons on. He's not going to be too worried about the counterattack, and he's going to have 5 Zealots popping out at a time. I guess, I don't know. It's still a very tight game. I do prefer Micro's position right now. I was a little worried for both players at a moment here. No cybernetics core down yet. Another bunker is going to be taken down. He actually lifted up this barracks. I don't know about that either. These cannons inching forward. No, with only one bunker back at home, is going to run into his little wall, but this is a very close one here. Resoud getting his he does have his command center up. Nothing back at home yet. Has not started any. He did just go for one upgrade there and build a factory. Oh no, engineering bay. Where did he build a factory? He just spent a bunch of gas. Maybe just on the comm station. Still no cybernetics core. He is collecting some gases. Mario's up to, or Micro's up to 250 gas, but no cybernetics core. So I don't know what he plans on spending all that gas on. Just focusing on breaking this choke here right now, and this choke is going to go down. A factory and 2 more barracks going down here as well. Is going to scan that middle, I imagine, here. And there's going to be a hell of a lot of Zealots coming in here. Firebats, Marines, and Stim are all out here, though, but no bunker is going to be here to support. And these Zealots are going to have a free reign. Okay, Stim now is done, but he doesn't have anywhere to really run around to. These Zealots are getting a pretty good surround here. And this actually looks like it could be a GG right here, right now. Micro is going to push in here with a crazy number of Zealots, and Resoud just does not have an answer right now. Stimming a little too aggressively forward, ignoring all of those bunkers. If we would have filled those 2 bunkers and fought around them, I feel like this could have possibly went a little bit better. But right now, looks like it is going to be GG. It looks like Micro is going to advance here. And yeah, I just don't see any way around that. Going to stack those Zealots, but I'll take mass SCV or mass Zealots over SCVs any day of the week. These Firebats are spawning out, but I don't think this is going to be enough. Reinforcements are going to continue to rally in. We do have all that tech going down now for Micro VR. Maybe able to hold on here, but I don't think he is going to nearly double supply, just targeting down these barracks now, and it looks like Micro VR is going to advance once again and potentially face off against his clan leader Kokanee AV or Kokanee VR. I think he has an AV name too. But yeah, that could be his potential. Resoud saying go re, but Micro is winning 3-2. He is going to advance. Resoud wants a re despite the tournament ending. That is going to be GG. Resoud wants his re, but not going to happen. And Micro is going to advance. Well played by Mr. Resoud. Going to pull it off once again. His upset dream continues. Gonna tear away, playing like a complete boss, showing that beating Scan was no fluke, and he is going to win 3-2 and advance on to the round of 4. Just 2 series away from the championship, from that prize money, and from the opportunity to face the most Gosu Korean ever, Mr. Brain. So yeah, wow, well played by Mr. Micro. Going to take that, throw up that bracket. Oh, you guys can take a look at the bracket that I already threw up, because I'm not going to wait for me to say it at the time. I already put it up. So take a look at that bracket right now. We can see exactly what's going on. Micro going to play the winner of Dingo and Kokanee. which should be good. Both those that series is going to be good too. All these series are going to be so good. But we have our first advanced after the second round. First person to advance into that third round. GG. Well played. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Best of fives. Pretty long, but pretty go through, and yeah, it's pretty good stuff. GG, guys. That's all I'm going to say. See you in the next one. GG. Peace out.